Hello and welcome to the Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. It is Tuesday, July 6, 2021. Welcome one and all to your favorite 2 hours in crypto podcasting, where we of course chart all the latest price action and get into all the hottest trades and setups well these markets have to offer. Hope everybody had a good 4th of July long weekend. I know I certainly did. Of course, 4th of July coincides with Canada's national holiday, national celebration as well. Canada Day, first of the year, or first of the month as well. So it's been like a week long kind of holiday here as well. But it's good to be back, guys. Markets haven't done a lot since we were gone. So not a whole lot going on. We're going to potentially check in on that poll from last week. Questions, of course, related to what's Bitcoin going to do over the 4th of July holiday weekend. And as it turned out, mostly went sideways. Not a whole lot going on in the space, guys. It's a pretty quiet and relaxed summer. Man, that adage of sell in May and go away was so true. It's just crazy. However, we have still a few more weeks, a few more months to go in this long, very, very hot, especially on the West Coast summer, still to go. So we look forward to, of course, spending that with you guys, as always. Joined by, of course, two of our analysts, two of CC's lead analysts. That's right, the minds, the traders behind all the signals, all the market analysis, all that juicy educational material you love. We got Jason and Alex with us as always. Let's hear from Alex first. Alex, how goes it? How was your 4th of July long weekend over the first 4th of July you celebrated on the island?
Yes.
How was
it? Was
it?
good.
Do tell.
It's just still pretty relaxing. I mean, it's not like there was a lot to do. Apparently, there were still restrictions on the types of partying that could be done, so that those didn't end until July the 5th, which is yesterday.
I see.
So they planned that.
Well timed. Well, Alex, you don't exactly strike me as a party deep into the night type of party animal. Maybe not anymore. Maybe these things.
Yeah, not anymore.
Yes. So, in the end, I hope you had a decent. How's the weather out there? Is the heat as brutal as it is on the West Coast, or is it moderate?
It's much better. It's like upper 80s.
All right.
Humidity in 70%, 60%.
Okay.
Go take a dunk in that ocean.
Yeah, you taking a dip yet, Alex? You put on your swim trunks and go for a little swim?
I have been to the beach. I did not go in the water.
Okay. Well, hopefully the sand and the beach is good. Otherwise, all right. Hear from Jason, of course. Jason already chiming in. Jason.
Had a great weekend. A couple of different 4th of July parties with just a bunch of people I grew up with. I'm actually pretty close with a lot of the people that I grew up with, so that's always fun to get back together. It seems like everyone's getting married these days, so that's always fun too.
Yep, gotta tie the knot sooner rather than later. Ain't that the truth? All right, guys. Well, I apologize we didn't kick it with you on the Monday, but it was a bit of a long weekend. I'm pretty sure yesterday was still a holiday here in the U.S., so we decided to take the Monday off, right? A long weekend off, guys. Hopefully we didn't leave anybody hanging, although we're
still pretty sideways from when we left off Friday, so it's not like you missed too much, right?
Yep. I would have probably felt more inclined to rush to the traders terminal and get a stream going if there was some wild price action to report on. But of course there really wasn't. I saw some bullishness on the hourly, but really nothing really to decide to indicate that we're gonna break out of this range anytime soon. It's gonna be a long, quite likely boring summer ahead of us. We're likely gonna be partying it up or having much more exciting price action. Something tells me later this year, probably in the fall, as everybody returns to school, to work, etc. Seemingly I expect markets to wind up then. In the meantime, not a whole lot going on. But of course, we're going to take you through the charts, the news, and you know, all things crypto and markets at large. The wider markets, of course, we're going to take a look at, check in on the Dixie, check in on the QQQ, the SP. You know how it goes. All right, now let's get right into it. Yeah, let's check in on the price action. Yes, speaking of the price action, here's Bitcoin. Man, today's decent gains kind of got sold into. I guess we moved up. We topped out around 35.1 today, and here we are getting dumped into today's wick inverse hammer doji candle so far. 33,628 Bitcoin. Still above the baseline currently, even kind of hanging around the Keltner channel now. And Mink still sideways, but above zero, about what you'd expect. Not a whole lot to report here. Let's go check out Ethereum. All right, Ethereum. Yeah, man, I gotta actually look at the Bitcoin Ethereum chart. Sign tells me maybe just based on this, Ethereum appreciating its Bitcoin in the last week. Finally pulled out of over the baseline about a week ago. Let's see here. Yeah, this would have been on the 28th of June, and things have looked up since then. Let's take a look here. We wow, Ethereum gained seemingly 20%, as high as 20% move over the last week or so. Currently at 22.92. Is the worst over for Ethereum? Have we bottomed? Is this the setup for something spectacular in Ethereum, or nah, we're just gonna go sideways like Bitcoin? Although let's see here, continuation long 3 days ago, WADA kind of flat but in the green. All right, hopefully we don't tank. Of course, we're gonna look at that GBTC news coming up this week. I know a lot of chatter surrounds the markets concerning what comes next with the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust and all that coin getting unlocked. All right, let's take a quick look. What is XRP up to? All right, 1 second. Let me just adjust a little something on my chart here. Here we go. All right, yeah, Ethereum 66 cents. Not a whole lot, and even Mink's starting to dip below zero today, starting to signal for a short. Above the baseline though, not much to do there. Polkadot $15, mostly trading sideways. Here's a look at Kusama, above $200, trading sideways for about a week now. Man, all the charts gonna look the same. Wow, not much volatility. Here is Doge, kind of descending triangle pattern maybe. 23-cent Doge, and wow, WADA flat as a board. It's about as quiet as these markets are gonna get. Let's have a look. Here's SHIB. What's SHIB up to? SHIB. Not a whole lot going on here, except for the fact that SHIB is launching or has launched that Shiba swap. There's a new DEX, I believe, on the heels of SHIB. Kind of interesting. We'll be checking. I got a news story related to that. Let's have a look at gold. Not much here. Did see a bit of a pump that got sold into today. It looks a bit like Bitcoin's candle today. Did poke its head out briefly above the baseline. Here's Mink's turning up. Let's see what Dixie's up to, but is gold done? It's dumping in the midterm for now. Man, mate, that's Dixie's still turned up. It's flirting with the highs from a couple days ago. Currently at 92.60. Dixie's still strong. Quick look at Tesla. Tesla seems to be coming down. And back at Bitcoin. All right, there is a quick review of some of the latest price action featuring some of the CC's own indicators. Let's get ahead and get into the next one. All right, here's a look at bubbles and a decent day in the alt space. Let's move this down a touch. All right. Yeah, decent day in the alts. Some decent gainers here today. Amongst them, KCS, KuCoin shares. Man, KCS turns it up hard, up 25%. I saw it up as high as like 30-something% today. Big day for KCS. I wonder what's going on. Is Binance in trouble? People are looking to KCS as the next go-to. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out why the move in KCS. Maybe I gotta do a little more digging. But yeah, KCS, one of the top gainers of today. Mr. Ether, I'm looking at you. I think you got a nice bag of KCS in the live chat. All right, among the other big gainers of today, we got the likes of Omi. Yes, Ecomi coin up nearly 25%. Aave up 17%. Sushi, that's right, the Sushi token up 21%. Synthetics up nearly 20%. AVAX 12%. The Uni token up 15%. Rune up 17%. Man, decent gains for sure. Single digit gains for tokens like Curve, the FTX token, Comps up nearly 10%, Link up 8%. Bit of a reprieve in alt markets today. Not too shabby. Hope everybody's alt portfolios are looking that much more, I don't know, satisfying for alt holders today. It's nice to see a decent day in the bubbles. I know Wi-Fi, even Wi-Fi up 15%. Now I know what everybody is buying as the alt market seemingly turns up. Took a glance at dominance earlier, about what you'd expect, given given my cursory glance here at bubbles. I think Bitcoin dominance is dropping as Bitcoin continues sideways. Our alts, is there enough stability in the markets for people to take some chances on alts? Kinda looks like it. Kinda looks like it today. Man, wish I caught a couple of these to the upside. All right, there's your quick look at bubbles, guys. Let's get into the next segment. Got news up next. Let's see what's going on in the news space. All right, Bitcoin King, quote unquote, the Bitcoin King, arrested for allegedly embezzling $300 million. Surely some of you have already heard about this already, but a report from CoinDesk has revealed that Brazil's Bitcoin King, Claudio Oliveira, was arrested for allegedly embezzling $300 million. Sorry, I thought I heard somebody say something. Alex piping up, somebody. An official press release showed that the arrest had come after law enforcement agents had carried out a 3-year-long investigation. Law enforcement had been investigating the alleged fraudulent company founded by Oliveira, yeah, I think I'm doing Claudio Oliveira, who is, of course, the president of Bitcoin Banco Group, is better known by the moniker the Bitcoin King. Man, how much Bitcoin do you need to be known as the Bitcoin King? Jason, your mic is kind of producing a lot of feedback. Might have to.
I have the gate way up.
Might have to mute yourself or put your headphones on. Put your headphones on, big guy. All right, give me just 1 second, guys. Let's this playlist seems to have expired. Let's switch playlists. All right. All right, back into this article. Let's learn more about the Bitcoin King. Oliveira was among the first people in Brazil to openly share their gains from Bitcoin with the world. The notoriety had gained him the nickname Bitcoin King. But where did he get in trouble? Bitcoin Banco Group, Brazilian brokerage exchange, has been under investigation since 2019 after the company claimed it lost 7,000 BTC belonging to investors in an alleged hack. Bitcoin Blanco had gotten investors to invest with them by promising exorbitant returns. The first sign of a bad scheme. Then it started to become obvious when they were less than legit, when the company began to block investors from being able to withdraw their funds with them. Man, back in 2019, I think I vaguely remember about this 7,000 Bitcoin quote-unquote hack. Back in 2019, the company reported that the 7K BTC were missing and reportedly applied for judicial recovery with authorities. This was a special arrangement with the Brazilian authorities through which the company would have had its finances reorganized. They had reportedly made this move in an effort to pay off investors and creditors who had lost money in the alleged hack. But it wasn't too long after that it was discovered the company had not actually been complying with obligations they provided at the point of judicial recovery. The company had also continued to offer investment contracts to investors without actually complying with market regulators. Man, this guy managed to drag this out for a few years before the hammer came down, huh? Further police investigation revealed Oliveira had committed a similar crime in the past in the U.S. Wow, once a scammer, always a scammer. A task force called Operation Damon had been formed to investigate Oliveira, not just for the crimes related to this, but other crimes, including embezzlement, money laundering, bankruptcy crimes, and criminal organization. The task force, which consisted of 90 police personnel, began the investigation that would prove to be a 3-year-long affair. The court froze the accounts of Bitcoin Blanco Group following over 200 lawsuits from investors who had lost money. The official count of the investors impacted by the company's actions have been put over 20,000 investors. Man, 20,000 unfortunate Brazilians got fleeced by this guy. Investors' funds allegedly began diverted across, or according to the interests of Oliveira. Subsequent arrests and charges. So local reports say associates were served with preventative arrest warrant, 4 temporary arrest warrants, and 22 search and seizures. Estimate made by Judicial Economic Administrator of the judiciary process puts the amount owed by the Blanco Group currently around $1.5 billion of the Brazilian. What do they use in Brazil? What's the native currency? Anybody? What is the Brazilian currency?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. What's up?
Okay. I just want to make sure that I put on the headset to make sure.
Yep, certainly did. We're good there. But, okay, well, whatever the native currency is, $1.5 billion, over 7,000 creditors owed, blah, 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 blah. You get the point. All right, well, apparently, eventually the law catches up with everyone. How much of the 7,000 Bitcoin that he stole did he blow through?
Real or it's real?
Ah, yes, the Brazilian real. Yes, thank you. That's what it
was.
was. The Brazilian real. Yeah, I guess the Brazilian authorities have a price, you know, how much you're going to bet in order to get away with this fraud for as long as he did. Probably required paying off certain people, but eventually that came to an end too. So there's that. All things catch up with you eventually. Just ask John McAfee. All right. Yeah. All right. FinCEN. All right. FinCEN's hiring its first chief digital currency advisor. All right. FinCEN apparently getting with the times. Acting director of FinCEN, the American Bureau for Financial Fraud, has appointed 2 new positions, including 1 chief digital currency advisor. U.S. Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, also known as FinCEN, has appointed Michelle Corver as the first chief digital currency advisor. According to the press release, Ms. Corver will be serving the agency to advance, quote, FinCEN's leadership role in digital currency space and, quote, mitigate illicit financial practices and exploitation. Crypto investors familiar with Mrs. Crover knows her as the stringent judiciary personnel who has led anti-crypto money laundering causes since 2013. From the Department of Justice to the Treasury Department to a dedicated financial task force, financial stability, Ms. Corver, and it sounds like a teacher. It sounds like I'm in elementary school. This is my teacher. Has worked with various government agencies, advising prosecutors, lawmakers on digital currency matters. One of the biggest achievements in digital asset space was development of the cryptocurrency seizure and forfeiture policy and legislation. All right, acting director FinCEN in a press release said Michelle brings a wealth of digital currency experience. Blah blah blah. She's got a great track record of seizure and forfeiture policy. Great. Good stuff, guys. All right, well, you've been warned. Don't end up like the Brazilian Bitcoin king. Pay your taxes. Do everything above board. Otherwise, the likes of Michelle Corver might very well come after you in your dirty dealings. You guys been warned.
You're going to get slapped on the wrist by Miss Michelle?
Yes, potentially. We will we'll Google images her later, but let's get into this next one. All right, SHIB. Yes, the pup is climbing the rankings, at least in terms of gas guzzling on Ethereum. SHIB becomes Ethereum's 3rd largest consumer of gas as SHIB swap goes live. Shiba Inu is now the third largest consumer gas on the Ethereum network. Milestone is the result of Shiba Swap going live earlier today. Shiba Swap is a DEX, a decentralized exchange and DeFi protocol focusing on the Shiba Inu ecosystem. 3 tokens at the core of Shiba Swap: SHIB, Leash, and Bone. Wow, very cute. I'm sure investors are just going to get enamored with these doggy-based crypto plays. Shiba Inu token, third largest consumer gas. Current network activity, consumption of gas surrounding Shiba has been captured by Etherscan, highlighted here. Yep, they are gobbling up the gas on Ethereum network now. So here is Shiba Swap, guys. They are live. Maybe participate, maybe get some exposure to the SHIB. What do you guys think? Maybe a little bit, maybe an airdrop coming your way. But here's a quick breakdown of the new DeFi ecosystem happening at SHIB Swap. Here's a little preview of what their front end of their DEX looks like. It can be observed from the above screenshot. Shiba Swap has a total of 6 functions as explained below. Alright, something called Dig, providing liquidity to earn Bone. Alright, so Bone, I guess, is how they pay some of the liquidity devs out. Yes, try not to get boned, guys. Fetch. In fact, I got another story coming up right after this about why maybe you ought to proceed with caution. Fetch. Alright, they have a function called Fetch, migrating Uni V2 LP to SLP tokens to earn Bone. Bury, staking tokens to earn return. Swap, exchange Ethereum's tokens through Shiba Swap. Bone Folio, a way to track your individual portfolio. And Woof, yield farming involving various Ethereum-based tokens. Alright, may I presume this is just a, is this likely just a copy and paste of an existing DeFi protocol somewhere out there? Either way, Shiba's live, and apparently it's gobbling up the gas, so somebody must be using it. Quick look at SHIB. Alright. Here's former Sentiment CTO weighing in on Shiba Swap. According to him, staking contract may have critical design flaws. This is, of course, alleged by this particular pundit, I guess, in the space. Let's see here. So Shiba Swap, about as quickly as it go live, somebody is pointing out a critical flaw, which of course is something you obviously always want to avoid in the alt space, in the DeFi space. Always be on guard for not just rug pulls, but exploits. Always proceed with caution. Valentin Mihoff, blockchain developer and former CTO over at on-chain data vendor Sentiment, disclosed a critical flaw in the staking contract of newly launched dog-themed exchange Shiba Swap. Ain't that a mouthful? A minimum viable rug. Alright, Mihoff shared some alarming details of Shiba Swap's code base, a novel decentralized exchange focused on overhyped meme coin Shiba Inu. Man, this writer of this article is not really pulling any punches. Alright, so here's the tweeting into Shiba Swap for 5,000 APR. I will advise you to be cautious. The staking contract allows to migrate the deposited funds, and it's currently owned by EOA. TLDR, all the staked funds can be rugged by the devs at any moment. Alright, how much do you trust the devs? Here we go. Pool info, storage pool. Here's the line he highlights in the code. Migration. Alright. Well, you've been warned. The rug pull function is in the code. Only takes a brief overview by somebody technical to spot this one. So yes, the platform's offering 5,000% in annualized yield to SHIB stakers. Meanwhile, the staking contract is controlled externally by an externally owned address. That's what they meant by the EOA, externally owned address. Thus, its owner can drain the entire liquidity of the exchange. The flaw makes SHIB staking prone to exit scams and manipulators. Quote, all the staked funds can be rugged by the devs at any moment. It's a war on rugs, hashtag. Okay. Well, guys, there is that. Let's see here. Banteg, core developers of leading DEX and protocol Yearn, called this flaw a minimum viable Shiba Swap rug, as its multi-million-dollar liquidity can easily be stolen by one account on the Ethereum network. All right, has there been updates? Is there an official statement from the SHIB team at least assuring us that the funds will be safe? All right, so this article, the writer reached out to SHIB team. According to their statement, the control of the contract was transferred to a multi-sig account that requires 6 of 9 private keys to authorize such a transaction. Quote from SHIB Swap, the devs reached out, transferred the ownership role to 6-9 multi-sig. They informed they plan to deploy a time lock. The above concern has been addressed. All right, so potentially a non-story, but you still be warned. May not be just one individual rugging you. It might be 6 of 9 putting the keys in, turning the lock, and disappearing to Brazil potentially with your monies.
Boning you.
Yes, you don't get boned on the SHIB swap. Give him the bone. Don't give him the bone. All right. Let's get into a couple more news items here. Still have a few minutes left in the news segment. Virtual currency becomes a top priority for FinCEN amid ransomware attacks on various U.S. industries. Yeah, you guys hear about this? There was a massive attack over the 4th of July weekend. There was another big widespread cyber attack. See, maybe do I have to pull up an associated story to let's see here. All right, let me just bring it up really quickly because I think this was pretty. Let's see here, ransomware attack. Yeah, I think a great number of companies. Yeah, 70 million demanded this time. So let's take a look. Hackers demand 70 million to end the biggest ransomware attack on record. Man, this ransomware stuff doesn't end. Cybersecurity teams are working feverishly to stem the impact of a single biggest global ransomware attack on record, with some details emerging about how the Russian-linked, the big bad Russian hackers again. Russian-linked gang behind it breached a company whose software was the conduit, an affiliate of the notorious REvil gang, REvil gang, best known for extorting 11 million from meat processor JBS after the Memorial Day attack. Infected thousands of victims in at least 17 countries on Friday, largely through firms that remotely manage IT infrastructure for multiple customers, cybersecurity researchers said. REvil was demanding ransoms up to $5 million apiece, the researchers said, but late Sunday it offered in posting on its dark website a universal decryptor software key that would unscramble all affected machines in exchange for 70 million in crypto. Earlier, the FBI said in a statement that while it was investigating the attack, its scale may make it so that we are able to respond to each victim individually. Deputy National Security Advisor Ann Neuberger later issued a statement saying President Biden had directed the full resources of the government to investigate this incident and urged all who believed they were compromised to alert to the FBI. All right, Biden, of course, suggested on Saturday the U.S. would respond if it determined it was in fact the Kremlin involved in this attack. All right, so what I would understand from this is they breached some kind of a remote IT business. Yes, the remotely managed IT infrastructure. I forget the name of the firm, not mentioned here. They breached that, and from there they were able to seed the ransomware across many businesses, I guess in 17 countries. Pretty widespread attack. The cyber warfare is only heating up. Crypto somewhere in the middle, potentially going to get caught in the crossfire. Let's get back to this article here. So yes, virtual currency becomes a top priority for FinCEN following ransomware attacks. Let's see here. Convertible virtual currencies, CVCs, have also grown as the currency of preference in a wide variety of online illicit activity, says FinCEN. In addition to being the preferred form of payment for buying ransomware tools and services online, including exploitation material, illicit this, illicit that, and for paying ransoms to perpetrators of ransomware attacks, CVCs often are used to layer transactions to hide the origin of money derived from illicit activity. So law enforcement's reporting that it's going to be intervening, blah, 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 blah. All right. Never a dull day, I guess, on the online criminal front. All right, here's an interesting milestone, I would say. Swiss bank Signum becomes the first bank to offer Ethereum 2.0 staking. Swiss digital asset bank Signum offering 2.0 staking on its platform. The bank already offers Tezos staking to its clients. Oh, okay, so this is quite a progressive banking institution here. Currently, there's 6.1 million Ether being staked, totaling over $14 billion across the whole 2.0 contract. Yeah, this is it's interesting because it must be a pretty progressive bank. This Swiss commercial bank makes it the first bank in the world to allow clients to stake Ethereum. Clearly, though, it's not a stranger to this. It's already been offering Tezos staking for quite some time. But a little glimpse at the future, guys. I'm not going to spend too much time on this article, but a little glimpse into the future. Get ready, your local commercial banking institution may very well be offering something similar, if my prediction's correct, something similar in the future. Sometime this decade, maybe. Deposit your Bitcoin or your Ethereum for cool, high yield APY with your local commercial bank. Not maybe the way Satoshi would have wanted it, but hey, the gains might be solid. Let's have a look here. All right, one or two more pieces and we'll get on with it. CardStarter joins SundaeSwap to bootstrap major Cardano DEX launch. Yes, is this the first of major DEX coming to Cardano? It's known as SundaeSwap, and it announced today that it's entered into a collaboration with Cardano project accelerator CardStarter to support the development and liquidity of SundaeSwap DEX, which the company intends to launch upon the release of smart contract capabilities on the Cardano blockchain. The agreement will enable the creation of what is currently positioned to be the largest DEX on the Cardano blockchain in terms of both total value locked and community size. CardStarter's token cards and the liquidity of its launch projects are locked through CardStarter and meant for the DEX of its choosing. This TVL can be calculated by measuring the sum of all said projects' liquidity, and these projects' liquidity established off Cardano. They'll therefore be able to commence without delay, blah, 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 blah. All right, so Cardano smart contract functionality will potentially be going online soon, and their DEX, this aspiring DEX known as SundaeSwap, I guess is ready to launch as soon as the functionality comes online. Very interesting. Is this the beginning of the great Cardano era? Is this where Cardano really starts to begin its shine? Or is it just going to join a growing number of alternative DEXs that are now on so many other platforms besides Ethereum? Seemingly, everything from BSC to Matic to you name it, seemingly the DEXs are all coming online. Cardano going and SushiSwap going, or SundaeSwap. Man, what is with these food names? Can somebody maybe take a more mature tact? Can't we have something cool? I'm with with Energy Web Tokens DEX Carbon Swap. Carbon Swap, that's cool. Evokes that altered carbon imagery, in my mind at least. All these doggy.
You don't like gas station sushi?
I mean, that's like a cool play on that we came up with. But no, generally speaking, all these food tokens, I don't know if this is the right kind of memery you need for staying power. But hey, what do I know? What do I know? SundaeSwap, everybody. I think I need to pick myself up a bag of Cardano and start getting involved in this coming DEX. Could have some potential. Assuming I'm not already too late, of course. Let's wrap the news up, guys. Just got another item or two to mention here. All right, Barclays. I think this is a major British banking institution. Apparently is preventing customers from using their debit and credit cards on the crypto exchange Binance. Yes, the Binance crackdown continues. Is Binance slowly going to get marginalized by the global banking networks? This might be the first hint of such a move. Let's see here. This follows, of course, their conduct authority, their financial conduct authority over there in the UK, and their announcement that Binance cannot conduct regulated activities in the country. All right, my dear UK listeners. Are you affected by some of these dictates coming on from on high from your FCA? Have you noticed any service disruption with Binance? Locked out of your Binance account, maybe? I mean, hopefully you're using a VPN and that's not a big issue. But yeah, this could be the beginning of, like I say, a wider marginalization of Binance. Just a shame. It's certainly it was such an established player. Hopefully the future for Binance remains bright. Where would I go for my shitcoin casino? Let's see here. With effect from today, Barclays intends to stop credit and debit card payments to Binance. Barclays said in an email to CoinDesk, this action does not impact the ability for customers to withdraw funds from Binance. The bank has been contacting customers who use their cards on Binance this year, advising it to stop payments until further notice. Decision follows shortly after the FCA announced Binance is not allowed to conduct business in the UK. Regulators in other markets, including Japan and Canada, have offered similar warnings in recent weeks, with one in Thailand even threatening criminal charges. Binance has not responded. All right. Yeah, if you guys, let me know. I'm very curious. Did anybody, any Barclays banking customers on the show here in our audience? Are you in the UK? Are you with Barclays? Did you ever make a payment to Binance using your debit or credit card? Did you get this contact? Did you get contacted by Barclays? Let's see here. There's a link even to this contact. Well, here it is. Wow, it came in the form of a text, and here's what it looked like. It reads, as you've made a payment to Binance this year, I wanted to let you know that we're stopping payments made by debit card to them until further notice. This is to help keep your money safe. Ooh, your money's going to be so... Barclays looking after you and your best interest, guys. Your money is safe. Barclays keeping you out of trouble. They say sorry for this disruption this may cause. All right, well, so much for averaging in on all those shitcoins you bought at the top using your debit card on Binance. Barclays is going to block you. It's gonna block you from any further purchases over on Binance. Best of luck. All right, finally, last but not least, I do want to mention this one final story, and we're going to get right into the next segment. Here is a tweet talking about it. It looks like this person here, Alex Mashinsky, says, looks like I was not clear, so let's try again. This relates, of course, to the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust and this discount. So it writes, GBTC discount will increase to as much as 25%. Funds that will want to capture the arbitrage will short Bitcoin and buy GBTC at a high discount. Because 20 billion becomes unlocked, it's going to be a big event. I expect at least 5 billion to engage in this trade. Net result, 5 billion of Bitcoin sell pressure, he estimates. If you want to be long only, then wait for a larger GBTC discount and buy. If you don't like GBTC, you'll have another chance to buy Bitcoin at sub 35k. No matter what, we're going higher after this indigestion. All right, so there might be some turbulence ahead. Alex, of course, warns that the future's still bright, trying not to get shaken out. Yes, and here's a little follow-up. If you're wondering what all this talk about GBTC and potential dump coming in the next 2 weeks, this Cointelegraph article covers it. Bitcoin price remains under pressure in the 30 to 40k zone as traders brace for the 16,000 Bitcoin worth of GBT shares unlocking in July. Whether a potential sell-off of shares tied to the multi-billion-dollar Bitcoin investment fund could crash the crypto spot price has turned into a hotly debated topic among analysts in the space. Yes, in fact, I think I'm going to make this one of the community polls coming up next. So for now, let's just get through this piece here. The argument concerns Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, the world's largest digital assets manager, allows institutional investors to gain indirect exposure to Bitcoin's market through its product, the GBTC. Investors purchase GBTC shares directly via Grayscale and daily private placements by paying in either Bitcoin or the US dollar. Nevertheless, investors can sell their GBT shares only after a 6-month lockup period in secondary markets to other parties. Therefore, they anticipate liquidating at a premium when the market price at the time of sale crosses above the native asset value. On the other hand, liquidating GPT shares when the market prices dip below the native asset value brings losses. So investors decide to dump their GBTC holdings. They would have to do so for a financial casualty. This is because the share has been trading at a discount, i.e. under its NAV, since February 24th, 2021. Some analysts, including strategists at JP Morgan, believe the accredited investor will sell at least a portion of their GBTC holdings after the July unlocking periods, thus weighing further on the ongoing Bitcoin market downtrend. Quote, despite this week's correction, we are reluctant to abandon our negative outlook for Bitcoin and crypto markets more generally. So, despite some improvement, our signals remain overall bearish, said and lead strategist over at JP Morgan in a note to clients. Nevertheless, other analysts believe that the event will flush sellers from the market in July, opening up both volatility and bullish potential to break new all-time highs. Let's see here. If it is the GBTC shares that were scooped up by investors at around a 40% premium back in December 2020. This month saw Grayscale Bitcoin Trust attractive inflows of $2 billion, followed by $1.7 billion in January. The month. So back in December, they attracted inflows of $2 billion, and then another, so almost $4 billion in the early part of 2021. This means about $140,000 worth of Bitcoin shares will be getting unlocked by the end of July. About 140,000 Bitcoin have already been released between mid-April to mid-June, a period that also coincided with Bitcoin's crash from 65 to as low as 28. Another analyst here notes that the correlation between Bitcoin's spot price and the crash of GBTC unlocking periods, noting the same could happen as more shares get unlocked in July. All right. Well, someone could be very well taking profits here, although as they mentioned, the NAV, yeah, I guess if they bought in January, February, I can see why this NAV is now a negative. They hinted that the correlation pointed to a deceleration of Grayscale's neutral arbitrage, blah, 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 blah. All right, guys, I'm out of time for the news, but we have covered quite a few items today, including this GBTC news. Quote, when ETFs and other new ways to access Bitcoin made GBTC less unique, the premium went away, so the neutral arbitrage trade went away. All right, well, we'll see how this GBTC trauma unfolds, or unfolds, I should say. And yeah, man, this article goes on. But we'll explore this a little more. So we got a few more weeks to go until this unlocking period really comes down on our heads. So I'll do a little more digging, maybe get into it a little further in tomorrow's show. All right, in the meantime, let's get into the next piece. And that's going to be taking a look at the comments, see who's with us in the live chat this afternoon. Hope everybody had a good long weekend, and welcome back to the show. Let's take a look. Daniel on YouTube, you are here first. He writes, hi guys, shout outs to Daniel. Leroy on YouTube, yes, Leroy, spelled the long way, on YouTube says sup. Well, shout outs to Leroy. As far as I can tell, maybe I can't tell, are you a new user to the chat? I feel like I've seen this name before. I don't totally recognize it either, but Leroy, welcome to the show, and please do follow and subscribe. Ernest the Gaia, I need to start watching y'all on Twitch or DLive. Good rising. Well, thank you, Ernest the Gaia. I can see why YouTube might be the preferred platform, but yeah, by all means, following us on Twitch or DLive is good. Heck, I'm pretty sure DLive is more consistent with the notifications. So if you are the type of person that likes getting the notification, then DLive is a good way to go. Taz Blitz, good evening guys, hopefully there will be a stream tonight. Yes, there certainly is. We are here and we're coming to you live. CryptoBull21 got some lemons for the Rhino. All right, great. Alex writes, I got your lemons right here. All right, right here. Mr. Ether, Robert Warner, some of my alts are doing well today. Yeah, I mean, looking at that bubbles earlier, I can see why, Mr. Ether. Congrats on the alts picking up some steam today. Ron Legato waving to the chat. Shoutouts to Ron Legato. Light Ally over on the DLive. Keep cool with this ice cream. Well, thank you very much for the ice cream and all the lemons you guys donate. Well, of course, we'll be giving away more lemons. Ben's back, but he hasn't really taken back custody of the chest. So that means I'm still in full control of the lemon giveaways, guys. So we're gonna make sure before we hand them back the keys to the lemon chest, we're gonna have to drain the thing of all its lemons, guys. Gonna be a type of rug pull here at the CC coffers. Let's have a look. Any word on D Live? Looks like YFI finally took a jump. Yeah, I guess the YFI put in what, 10% today. CryptoBull21 writes, SHIB.
I think he was making fun of you there.
Oh.
Because when you brought it up, you're like, SHIB.
Yeah, maybe did I do that? Yeah, I might have done that.
Yes, you did.
All right, so maybe I did that. Maybe I did. All right, fair enough. Fair enough. I didn't realize it was so funny, but okay. Thank you for pointing it out, Crypto Bull. Now you're making me feel all self-conscious about the SHIB. But in all seriousness, let's continue. Mr. Ether, perfect time to buy. Might be, or at least buy this next GBTC fueled dip. We'll find out. Alex81SG, can you look at BCH? Yeah, I'll certainly add that to the request line. Hang tight. Jason, all right, I see your comment here. Any word? I used KCS to buy more Pirate Chain recently with my credit card. All right, congrats. Any word? But avoid overly purchasing, overly indulging in your favorite shit coins if you're buying on credit, but I'm sure you got your finances in order. Any word? Congrats on picking up the Pirate Chain. Polly B on D Live writes, hey people, shoutouts to Polly B, welcome back to the show. Mr. Ether confirms that indeed he is definitely in KCS. All right, congrats. I'm glad. Let's see there. And Mr. Ether says he's holding about 90%. Yep, so the majority of those big alt gains we saw in bubbles, Mr. Ether has exposure to. That is excellent, Mr. Ether, with a well-diversified portfolio.
We're getting him on the show.
Of shit coins. Yes, just buy all the good shit coins, not the bad ones. Is basically what Mr. Ether would probably say if he came on the show. CryptoBull21 says he loves KCS too. But he's more into BNB than KCS. Well, get ready for the great flippening of the foreign exchanges. BNB has been warned, KCS on the come up. Maybe. Let's see here. Mr. Ether says, I dumped my BNB. I've been thinking about getting back in. I'm certainly thinking about dumping my BNB as well. Alex81SG, why is everyone and their mothers going after Binance lately? News of another potential class action from Italy today. You know what it is? People got wrecked. People got really wrecked. This dump smoked a lot of people. Binance was the go-to for, kind of a gray market shitcoin casino. And, when people absolutely get devastated in these markets, well, they go to somebody to blame. Somebody has to be held accountable. They probably, call up their local regulator and they ask, how did I get in so much trouble? What did I do? I lost so much money. Please, can somebody be held responsible? And maybe this is why Binance has had the heat come down on them lately from all types of regulators. Could be after the damage of the big sell-off was done. All right, any word writes KuCoin. Oh, KuCoin. Cuckoo coin. I think I'm pronouncing it correctly. It's KuCoin, but I guess in another universe it would be spelt this way: KuCoin, KuCoin. However you spell, I don't know. I'm just trying to. Any word spelled KuCoin in a few different ways here, but yes, KuCoin. Yeah, hold your Kaku coin tightly. CryptoBull21, I love to swoop some cheaper BNB. All right, I would too if BNB's future was indeed assured. I am a little dubious.
I'd be really careful about that.
Yeah, their prospects. Don't get me wrong. They've developed some neat products, and they've definitely established themselves as one of the biggest players in the game. At some point I was convinced even that, with all the infrastructure they have in place, all the payment gateways, I was convinced they'd be too big to fail, but now I'm not so sure. Binance not going to quite take over the world the way I might have thought. So Binance, it's in somebody's sights, that's for sure. Any word? I didn't get the best price on Pirate Chain on KuCoin because the exchange fees are pretty high. All right, always got to pay a premium to someone somewhere. Whether the market's going up or down. That's the way it goes.
I don't know if you noticed, but it's not like there's a lot of places you can go and buy Power Chain. But...
That's for sure. Crypto Bull 21, got to use that KCS to get some trade discounts. Yep. Brazilian currency is real. Thank you, Alex81SG. Raquel Police also. Oh, Raquel Police Botas on YouTube writes Real, the Brazilian Real. Thank you. Multiple people chiming in to confirm the Brazilian Real. B-Flow writes, big booties are the currency in Brazil. It certainly is one form of not so hard currency. Polly B, shout outs to Polly B on DLive. B-Flow writes, well, I should be in Tampa today, but thanks to Hurricane Elsa and an hour and a half on hold with the airline, I have to wait to the end of the month to go now. That really sucks, dude. All the way to the end of the month. I guess there's always
affecting Puerto Rico at all there, Alex?
I think it's quite a distance between the two, so maybe
there's
not.
there's like a couple thousand, there's like over 1,000 miles right there.
I don't know if they just like are like planning on it if it's coming that way or whatever. I mean, if I lived on an island, I'd be ready for that.
No, it's the danger to that happening was like a week ago. You're far behind the times. Yeah.
He's fine, Jason. Don't worry about him. I'm sure Puerto Rico's got quality bunkers there for the super rich.
Look, when you live in the tropics, you don't give a shit about hurricanes. You just fucking don't. It's like, oh, look, clouds and rain. Who cares? It's every fucking day here in the tropics. So, yeah, it's unless it's like a Category 5, you just don't care.
All right, spoken like a true Floridian. Let's knock out these last few comments and get right into the show, guys. We're not going to keep you waiting any longer. We got TA featuring Alex and Jason coming up very shortly. AlexSalt33 in the chat says, hello, good evening, glad to see the show's back. What happened? Nothing really happened. We, of course, just enjoyed our long weekend off. I enjoyed every minute of this weekend, I must say. The weather was amazing. The grilling was amazing. The drinking was amazing. It's just, it's 2 thumbs up for another beautiful summer weekend. I really enjoyed the extra bit of time off. Any word says pay your taxes, good advice. Trading LP tokens would be the next huge thing, says CryptoBull21. Ron Legato says, doesn't the guy have a brother? Not sure who we're talking about. Why they trying so hard to get your SHIB? Asks CryptoBull21, not so sure. It's a war on rugs. Well, I'm not sure who's fighting this war, but it might very well be one-sided. Let's see here. B-Flow. Wonder if I'll have the same success as the war on drugs. Yeah, something tells me very likely. Yep, several people concur. Why the hell did YFI say about the rug? I don't think they said much. I'd have to go back and reference the story. B-Flow. Knick-knack, paddywhack, don't get the SHIB boned. All right. Solid advice from B-Flow. Even in a little elementary school or yard school. What am I looking? What's like a yard school rhyme? Yes, something.
Nursery rhyme.
Yes, a nursery rhyme. Yes, maybe a nursery rhyme would be appropriate term for this one with featuring SHIB. CryptoBull21. Bet these companies are doing it to themselves. Only way to get into Bitcoin. Cyber Polygon is bullshit, says any word. Requesting for, I see a request, hang tight. I thought BTC was used for illicit activity, says B-Flow. Why would they be asking for payments in USD? All right, he's referring, I think, to GBTC Trust, how you can get exposure to it. Blackbird 987 says, sup. Alex, I see your request. Hang tight. Rolo Maximus is with us. Shoutouts to Rolo. I see your request as well. We're going to get into that very shortly. Hang tight. Not Barclays, says AlexSalt33, but I have seen scare-offs from other banks. Yep, I remember scare-offs from a few years ago as well, but this time it's coming back. It's nothing. Binance FUD, Binance Limited doesn't even have a product. All right, so JG in the live chat thinks this FUD amounts to a whole lot of nothing. Banks are basically saying that money in crypto isn't safe. Yes, they certainly are, and but guys, I mean, you can see how cutting off on and off ramps to crypto is going to make things more difficult. Sounds like the bankers are worried. I'm with you, Alex 1233. Common Man Crypto. Bitcoin price, bear flag, breakdown to the 200 weekly EMA, maybe 20K. It's just a guess, but buy the dip, says Common Man Crypto. All right. Certainly, I really don't think we are done dipping yet. Could very well see a breakdown to 20K like we've been talking about here for, God, seems like months now. It doesn't make any sense. Why block credit debit card payments but not wires? Maybe because of the way the back-end infrastructure works. Maybe it's much easier to kind of suspend credit debit card payments than it is to like institute a blanket wiring ban. Maybe maybe it's a whole different payment channel, and so it's probably difficult to implement on plain wires. They're trying to put people off crypto. The banks want your money in their vault so they can spend it.
Banks don't need people's money to spend them.
Yeah, and I know cringy as it is, maybe a part of this is consumer protection, right? Whether it's this might just be their fiscal responsibility or their fiduciary responsibility to their clients. Let's be honest, a lot of people are tards and they log on to Binance buying shitcoins on credit that they maybe shouldn't be. Maybe a lot of Barclays customers have gotten in trouble over the last few months by degenerately gambling on Binance.
Buying stuff on credit.
Yeah, and so maybe this is really, really bad. Imagine racking up 5, 10, 20 grand or more in credit card debt, and you're sitting on a deflated bag of Doge, or you choose your shitcoin, and it's down 90%. And Barclays is like,
you can do that in traditional finance. Any asshole can go and get a margin account and end up $20,000 underwater. I just don't. Anyway, let's move on.
Yes, certainly, guys. All right, last couple comments here. Crypto Bull says, I'm sure it's a debit card details policy that no one reads. They don't have many other options to stop crypto. Crypto's the new internet period. It's going to be astro-biblical. Okay, astro-biblical, that's an interesting term. Alex Soul 33, I might have to nick that one from you. In parts of India, they have a banking system that operates just off a finger scan print and technology. It's the way forward. Yes, submit your fingerprint. Hopefully their readers are a little better than the one on my Samsung smartphone, because I swear to God, I got to tap this thing so many times. All right, Pablo Escobar, can you please check out? Yes, I see that. I love me some SHIB, says Crypto Bull 21. They're really pushing the DeFi swap right now, and can't buy a lotto ticket with a credit card. I know I can, but that'd be weird. Haven't heard of that policy anywhere. Let's see here. Lots of Brits lost thousands out of their pension because of these stupid UK banks. Banks want people in debt. I would expect them to foster the use of credit cards. I know a guy who was charging his credit card when Link was at $40. Yeah, somebody aped into Link at $40 with their credit card. Ay. Well,
yeah, that's unfortunate.
Well, pay that down, big guy. But that's it, guys. I'm sorry. This intro was pretty extended today, but I thank you for your patience. Luckily, something tells me the markets are mostly sideways, so Alex's job will hopefully be pretty light today. Alex, sorry for such a long intro segment that winds on, but I'm going to connect to your stream now. And here we go, guys. We are currently looking at the BTC USD 3-hour chart. Looks like we're all synced up. I'm going to dive into the chat, start extracting your request. I saw a few already. In the meantime, Alex, Jason, you guys take it from here. I'll be back.
Yeah. Okay, well, on lower time frames, we see this break of the uptrend. So I'm thinking that we're likely to get a retest of the lows down here on Bitcoin at this time. At least, yeah. If we can't retake this uptrend right here, which you see on lower time frames,
which happens to be right at the point of control. It seems
Pardon?
like it was there. I was gonna say it looked like it was right at the point of control of where that break is, but
can we turn up his microphone or something? Why is Jason so hard to hear here?
You might have to right-click him and turn up his individual volume in Discord.
You think it's just me?
No, he was coming a little low for me too. I just turned him up a touch. Right-click him on Discord and up his volume. up his
Well, I
individual
mean,
volume?
I've got him at 126%, but all right.
All right, keep upping them.
This is
I
not
don't
a
want
long-term
to. I don't want
solution.
to. Yeah, I don't want to blow out your ears here.
Okay, well, I say one more thing, Jason.
I was just gonna say, and it's nice that like that break of trend there. If we do come up to test, it's right at the point of control. So a rejection off that's probably gonna be more downside for sure.
Mm-hmm. Well, arguably, we've already rejected off it.
Yep.
So here you see in 4 hours, we're already starting to curl underneath here, underneath the 4-hour baseline. This isn't really a bearish divergence, as you can see. It's lower here on price, lower here on the oscillator. But the oscillator is confirming what we're seeing, which is it's not looking too hot right here. So I don't know if I'm necessarily looking us to fall off a cliff here, but maybe just retest the lows under 30K again one more time. Other than that, it's just more sideways. There's really nothing new to report here on the weekly. We haven't really begun to turn up. We're still hanging out at the local baseline. If you look at some of our long-term EMAs, I heard someone talking about this a little bit earlier. You see, we're on top of the 50-week EMA, but underneath the 20-week, the 13-week. So we're just kind of stuck here in between some moving averages, stuck here at the local point of control, stuck here moving sideways, people. Yeah, sideways. So there's really nothing going on here on Bitcoin that's exciting, either long or short. So let's walk over here and take a look at Bitcoin dominance. Okay, Bitcoin dominance kind of doing what we had been expecting after this break of the uptrend. We've slowly started to trend downwards ever since the start of July. I think at this time we could expect alts to continue to outperform. We don't want the 3-month here. We just kind of expect alts to outperform Bitcoin for the next couple weeks at least. So Ethereum, Bitcoin, DeFi especially. I mean, if you can't see it because of where Jack puts the chart requests, but DeFi perp is bouncing back the hardest today out of all the alt perps. We'll take a quick look at them. We'll run through them. Uniswap perp. I think arguably here we are starting to break through our downtrends. Got kind of an descending wedge pattern right here onto our support level. So this is kind of looking good here for continued upside. If we just took this as a descending wedge, what would a measured move give us? Looks like it'd take us back to retest the highs over here. So take this as far as 70K region. Dragon perp, as you can see, not nearly as strong here. We are arguably over the trend, but we're not reacting as strongly as Uniswap perp, and certainly not as strongly as DeFi perp is, which a little bit more oversold, but is giving us a far better reaction off of our support level here. So I think we can see us push a little bit further here into the 9500s. I think on DeFi perp, but I do want to see us come down and retest this area again. It's not quite fully out of the woods, I don't think. Privacy perp, not much reaction. Exchange perp still coming up off of the bottoms here. Let's turn off these long-term EMAs. It's not something we use all the time, but I know it's something a lot of people have their eyes on, so we should too. Yeah, I think I'd like to see another retest of resistance here. Exchange perp around 8,500. That makes a lot of sense. one push down, two push down. Let's look for one more push down, a third one here on the markets. Same story for all these. It's all the same chart. It's all the same chart here for the alt baskets especially. We'll see a lot of it on the alts. The alts are similar looking to the alt baskets, but some are diverging. Some look better than the others. We'll look at that. A lot of them are DeFi. DeFi is outperforming today. Let's see here. If the markets are doing wellish, then I think we can assume that Dixie is not looking so hot today. That's the only way I can see that the alts will be doing well. What's Dixie doing?
You're gonna be a little shocked.
No, looks like I'm wrong here.
Not necessarily looking weak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For those of you who read yesterday's market analysis, I kind of pointed out this break of the lower time frame downtrend on the Dixie. It seemed kind of impossible that we would remain, maybe not impossible, but seemed unlikely that we would remain bullish here because we were at resistance. We got this big rejection candle, but we seem to be pushing through here on the dollar. It's very interesting. Wow. Okay, so the dollar's up. Then what's going on with traditionals? Are traditionals down?
I think they are.
Oh. Holy crap.
Yeah, it's a pretty big rejection off that.
Yep. So this resistance level that we've been eyeing on the Dow Jones, it looks like we have rejected from it again. We're back underneath the downtrend. And we've got an exit signal here. Not very good looking for the Dow Jones. NASDAQ gapped up today on open. Then we traded down all day, kind of trading sideways for right now. I imagine the SPY, of course, will be somewhere in the middle. Exit signal at resistance of previous support. So let's put this back on. This is a linear trend. Go. So here you see our uptrend. Holds here, holds here. Break below. Boom, trapped on the other side. This is a weekly trend. Yeah. Okay. All right. That's. I drew this off the weekly. That makes sense. Holds, breaks below. Now we're trapped on the other side here. Okay. This is bad for crypto, but this is kind of what we've been expecting. NASDAQ and tech stocks moving higher has been a real anomaly in our view of what the markets have been doing here. This is kind of a continuation of what we've been expecting, although not what we wanted to happen. We kind of want tech stocks and everything to continue here because then crypto can just straight up continue. Let's see. In that case, let's go and look at a couple other here. So this is the Russell 2000, which has rejected from this resistance level that we've been eyeing for months now. Once again, this feels really firm. I would be looking to maybe grab some puts on this at this point. 30-year bonds looking awfully like they're about ready to break out.
Mm-hmm. Getting close to that trend.
So close.
How many times have we said that?
Yeah. 5-year bonds, 2 years, 10 years, all up, guys. All up. Equities down, bonds up, dollars up, and Bitcoin looking rough. World markets. Netherlands. not so hot looking. Buyers have really petered out here. And sellers have too, though. Strong selling here. Less so here. Less here. Huh. Oh, well, this looks like a pretty serious bearish divergence that we should have later today. So you see, price makes a higher high here, but a lower high on our oscillator. Surefire sign of missing momentum. It's like in price, we see a higher price movement, but in the underlying data, the momentum, it's not showing up. And so we're seeing that on an oscillator here. Japan, oh, breaking below support here. Look at time transformation, just completely off a cliff right here. Youch. Bottoming or topping above zero here on time transformation on the weekly. See, strong, we bottom above zero. Weak, we top above zero, right? We're top below zero. So we can't even get above the zero line here. India.
A lot of bearish divergence on that.
Yeah, we've been watching this level for weeks on India.
Yep.
Rejection, rejection, rejection. Rejection again last couple days. UK, rejection from this level again. We've been eyeing for weeks. Hong Kong.
Oof.
We had been trending sideways. We had been making higher lows. We just made a lower low. Whatever happens here, we just busted this low. France, off a cliff. Look at the weekly right here. Wow. It's like a beautiful reversal to take, right? You got to take it to at least this area. Canada, womp womp. Couldn't make it back over support. Australia. Yeah, we got super rejected here in June. And we've kind of traded sideways, and we rejected today. Look at that. Boom. Nail in the coffin. It's like chopping down a tree. Boom. 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 Chop, chop, chop. Jeez. Wheat broke the uptrend here. Very interesting.
Get some cheaper.
Oil. It did hit that support resistance level that we were eyeing up here. Very interesting. You can see this on BCO. We've been eyeing, what's this level up here? Actually, we didn't quite reach the level I've been eyeing. I'm gonna have to take that back. We were just shy. Resistance, resistance. So we came up here. We kind of brushed against it on the daily time frame here. Just brush $78 rejection, and we do break the uptrend here. I've got the uptrend drawn. It's a log uptrend, I think, actually.
Yep.
You know what? Not quite broken. Almost. So here you see on the weekly. Support here. Oops. Kind of starting to peek our head below it. We'll see. Time transformation would have us breaking down from here, I would think. You see, we just produced this bearish divergence on the weekly, with price making a lower high on, or maybe equal high, lower or equal high, depending on how you want to draw it. I'll let you have either one on our oscillator, but definitely a higher high on price right here. It's telling us hidden weakness. We're seeing it all over here, every market we've looked at. Platinum. It was a nice run after we hit the buy here area, but we do seem to have run into pretty heavy trend resistance. Seems to be holding. We may have to abandon this purchase and maybe look to buy around 925, 930. Palladium showing us some interesting rejection at resistance here. So this is our daily resistance. Daily resistance.
Getting sold back into underneath.
Yeah. I had thought we would reject right here from weekly resistance, but we could still reject from daily and then do the thing that I have drawn out here, which is one of the reasons why I've left it. It doesn't have to exactly reflect what happens. It's just a general idea of what I think the markets are telling us here. We reject from this higher high. We reject from the daily high here. We break down. We come back up, reject from the daily high again. Fall off a cliff. Silver. I know some people started getting excited again for whatever reason, but Jesus Christ, get out of silver. Get out. Bearish here on the daily, about to give us a continuation short signal, really. On the weekly, as you can see, we have not been able to get back above the weekly baseline at all. We remain trapped below it. We remain trapped beneath the weekly point of control. Lots of resistance overhead. Lots of support below us. It's kind of like what, we're finding support here, but just way too much resistance. I say we break down. And then finally, gold giving us a little bit of a rise off the bottom here. But still, ultimately, we're trapped within this resistance level here. We wick up into this resistance level shown here. So far, not great looking. We could push up just a little bit more, though. With the rest of the market, I don't know why you'd be that interested in it. And of course, soybeans. It was a trap because fuck you for trying to trade soybeans. You should have known better. Soybeans is what real men trade. This market don't take no prisoners.
Diamond hands, boy.
Yep, soybean came off the bottom, shrug off late shorters. Tested support, turned resistance right here, rejected. Boom, in your face. Soybeans down 7% today. Rah. Real markets. Rah.
Getting excited.
I'm just saying, this is the real shit right here. Soybeans, corn, national gas. This is where the big boys play. And we're sitting here, we're telling you what these markets are going to do. We're fucking right. So, I don't really have the means to trade a lot of these things. You can trade some of it on Fidelity and stuff like that. Mostly I don't. But, the markets are really following TA here very well. You can see weekly we've projected from a retest of our weekly baseline and a test on the other side of our broken uptrend. We test, we reject, we go down. We got confirmation right here of a cross under. Okay, so I was looking at one other thing, and I'll bring up. I was looking at GME today. God, this looks so bad this week. Look at this. There was a chance we could hold this area, but we've actually made lower highs. Lower high right here. Breaking below our daily, our weekly baseline. And here I have, Here I have a few different ways you can draw out this trend. So we have this linear trend right here. Tap, 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 breakdown. Last couple days. Or we can look at this as a logarithmic trend. Hold on. And I had this drawn from here. Boom, 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 boom. Fake out below. We recover it. We hold up here to come and retest the highs. We tap it again, tap the trend again, and begin to break below it. One way or another, I was looking into can I go buy some puts on GME here? The market does not look so hot in this spot in a lot of different places.
I think it makes a lot of sense that it would break down.
Yeah. So I know the Nasdaq pushed to new all-time highs the last couple days, and it feels weird being bearish on it. You know what? I think the Nasdaq actually did do another new all-time high this morning. Let's look at it. Oh no, this is the company Nasdaq. 1 second. Let's look at QQQ. Yeah, this was a new all-time high just today. So I don't want to push too hard on my bearishness, but you guys have to admit this is like the only truly bullish chart that we've actually looked at today. Bitcoin doesn't look that bullish. The alts, they look like they could recover here, but they're not exactly bullish yet. None of the world traditional markets looked good here. Not the Netherlands, not France, not England, not Germany. The dollar looks strong. We know that's bad for the market. All the commodities are doing bad. Wheat, corn, oil, copper, you name it. They're all down because the dollar is up, because the market is panicking slightly, I think. So I was just saying earlier in the week that I was surprised that the markets were strong, because the markets being strong meant that crypto could probably continue here. And here, look at the 4-hour QQQ. Even this is strong on the Nasdaq, but it's just not true of like anything else we've really looked at here. I suppose I remain cautiously optimistic, just because we're so oversold on alts and on Bitcoin in this spot. But I think it would make sense still to see that third push downward on crypto. That third push that we're looking for. We'll look at Ethereum here. Ethereum here has been nicely strong the last few days. We mentioned this when Ethereum Bitcoin broke the downtrend last week. It has continued to be bullish ever since then. Still got a lot of resistance overhead, but maybe Ethereum can do the thing. Certainly, Ethereum is continuing to push against EOS. You guys know I still have that big bag of EOS. So far, we are not finding a bottom here on EOS ETH. I'm hoping this is just a spring. Otherwise, I might have to conclude that I was incorrect. I mean, EOS is outperforming Bitcoin here. Most of the alts are outperforming Bitcoin in this spot. But the whole point of the EOS trade was that, my contention was that it was also going to outperform ETH. Otherwise, why not just be in Ethereum, right? No need to get super fancy with your trading if, simple as put in Ethereum. Everybody's using Ethereum right now. Okay. Yeah, there's something to be said for the simplicity of that trade. So, I don't know. We're definitely at the point where I am considering cutting my losses, but this is a long-term trade. I'm not actually down in USD, so just kind of keeping my eyes on it. Why don't we go ahead and look at chart requests? I know we're behind and there's not a lot of time today, but most of the charts are fairly similar anyway.
Agreed.
What's going on?
Yep, we're going to get into that very shortly. I see a few more requests coming in right now, guys. I'm going to add them to the list, but sure, let's get right into it. Thank you for the macro overview. We are about 15 minutes away as well from the chest opening. All right, I'm going to get the first request up on screen and now. Let's hide this. Let's reveal this. All right, first request comes from Alex81SG on the D Live. He writes, "Can you look at BCH? I'm tempted to close the long that we have entered a few days ago. I'm thinking of below 30k Bitcoin before the weekend as well." All right, so he's talking about closing his BCH long. Let's give BCH.
Well, I can only assume you're in a BCH Bitcoin long because I didn't put a BCH.
No, BCH USDT. I am in it. We're currently sitting right at the baseline right now. So today, if it closes below today, it might be a get out, but
yeah, I definitely, I've got an exit signal on my system for today, so we'll see what happens here. But this, I think, is kind of It's kind of doing a similar thing to what Bitcoin was doing earlier today, which is kind of breaking below the lower time frame uptrend.
Yep.
I'm trying to draw this off of candle bodies, but I think it's clear if you draw it off of wicks, because we are using a lower time frame trend. So here, let's use the hourly. And I could use these wicks right here, but we'll use these along here. Here we are. We're on the other side of it, trapped just like on Bitcoin. So I think it's entirely plausible that we could retest $400-ish area here on 425 on BCH. Okay.
All right. That, I presume, concludes your thoughts on BCH. We're going to get right into the next request, adding another one to the list now. Appreciate all the requests coming in today, guys. We got a decent list so far to work through. All right. Next one on the list comes from Mr. Ether, and he writes, I dumped my BNB, but I'm thinking about getting back in. All right. Might not so much be as a request, but I did want to give BNB a look today, so let's do that now.
Yes, Jack wanted to look at it. Okay. Jack's bags. Let's see here. Yeah, similar charts to everything else right here. I think you could probably take it back up towards $400. We've got this. We've also got this resistance level up here around 500. Ultimately, I'm looking for one more leg down, like I am for the rest of the markets. I don't know what that would look like, but this level down here is pretty interesting, around $200, $250. What's next?
All right, there's a quick look at BNB for you. Let's get into the next one, and it's going to be Forth, the Ampleforth token. Well, not Ampleforth, but the governance token for Ampleforth, known as Forth. This one comes from Alex1233 in the D-Live chat.
Same as everything else, man. This has us hanging around our point of control. This is going to be another one of those days with these charts, guys.
Like BCH, exactly.
What?
I said it looked like BCH exactly.
Yeah, it's very similar to pretty much everything else that we will be looking at. See if we've got any more data here. No, not any more data here. I think the only thing of note is that we've got the break of this downtrend, but I can point to you like 50,000 other tokens that have also broken their downtrends in the last day or so. So it's nothing particularly special about it. What's next?
Wicks
All
are
right.
crazy.
Yeah, there's your look at Forth. Indeed. Well, that's Uniswap liquidity for you. Yeah. Well, fingers crossed the alt cycle comes back, and this is the turning point. I'm betting a lot of alt holders are praying for that moment any day now. All right. Let's get into the next one. I'm gonna read a comment here first from Taz Blitz. He says, where was it?
Bought bus token?
Yes, he says he bought the bus token the other day, and he was taken for a ride. Good one.
I'm sorry to hear.
Good one. Well, it's a bit of a gag, I think, but yes, thank you, Taz Blitz, for the comment, and let's get into the next one. All right, Alex1233 requesting ECT. I'm assuming this is ECT, and you didn't misspell ETC. ECT coin, of course, is Super Edge, and its top trading pair is. Okay, maybe this was ETC because this one's coming up with all data.
Probably means ETC.
Probably meant ETC. Alex1233, please confirm in the live chat. But in the meantime, let's look at ETC because I presume that's what he wanted.
Same as everything else, and giving us an exit signal here at this is a resistance level. Support here. We come up resistance. I would definitely not be entering right here. I would look for maybe a baseline bounce. Try and grab that. Either way, you want a continuation signal here. We don't have that yet. Time transformation telling us to be careful. So what's next?
All right, there's your look at Ethereum Classic. Alex 33. If we bungled that one, do let me know. Although I'm pretty sure that's what
But you see
ticker.
what I mean? If you just take everything from this level to the right, this is basically the fourth token, right? It looks exact. This chart looks exactly the same as Ample Fourth. There's just no appreciable reason why you would need to take one thing over another unless you guys have particular fundamental reasons. This is a great time to maybe be looking at fundamental stuff instead of chart stuff. If you are looking to pick long time items.
Yep.
Obviously, the charts can tell us which areas you should be looking in. We know DeFi has performed well, exchange tokens performed well, and you'd be your responsibility to find quality projects in that space if you're looking for long-term projects. If you're looking for short-term trades, it's basically all the same trade right now.
All right. There is your look at Ethereum. Ethereum Classic. Up next, Rolo Maximus. He writes the following: Hi guys, please take a look at KuCoin shares. I'm hoping it dumps a bit from here. Thank you. All right. ACS prognosis. Does it look on the verge of dumping? Inquires Rolo Maximus.
Nope. Well, I mean, this is a good place to be a seller. This is the resistance level that we had been eyeing.
Yeah, that looks stronger than other charts right now. But definitely coming up.
But I mean, I don't know that it will pull back here. This is, if you look at this, you could also look at this as we actually broke back up into this trading range. So this could all be back on the table.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I kind of like this area right here. If you could get back near $8, maybe $7.50, then I could see being a buyer there again. We could come back down to that area. I just don't like this spot right here. And keep in mind, we're also on the other side of this broken uptrend right here. Just because we haven't fallen yet doesn't mean we're not going to fall over the next few weeks, right? As we've seen.
As is tradition.
Word. All right. I believe that that probably concludes your thoughts on KCS. Excellent. Shout out to Rolo Maximus. Thank you again for your support. And another set of requests. I see the lemons coming in. Thank you very much for the lemons, because we're about 7 minutes to go for the chest opening. So hang tight, DLive users. Lemons are coming your way. Just a couple of minutes. PDD 63 on DLive. Alright, ignore that. My apologies. Don't worry about PDD. I think he's legit. Let's get into the next request. We have the following for Pablo Escobar in the YouTube chat. Can you please check out ALGO and ENJ? Thank you, G. Alright.
Same as every other chart. Actually, arguably, we haven't quite broken the uptrend here. So this is worse than most of the other charts we've looked at, right? A lot of them are very clearly broken their downtrends, but I don't think this is that clearly broken the downtrend. At this time, I'm pretty sure you could take this all the way back up towards $1 or so. I see a lot of resistance overhead. Yeah, lots and lots of resistance overhead, including our weekly baseline. I think I still would like to see us trade back down towards 50 cents, 60 cents or so. So there's support here. It's here. This is consolidation area right here. Yeah. What's next?
All right, Pablo Escobar, there was your look at ALGO. Did we look at E&J as well? Sorry, I was a little distracted. All right,
Nope.
E&J is next.
Well, this is the same as everything else. This has broken the uptrend. Wisdom of the Ancients, as always, below there. At this point, I'd be looking to take it back towards $2, like we were looking at way back then, remember? Got this very interesting head and shoulders Z pattern, which kind of completed here. Come back up, we tested it, boom, tested again. Let's come back up, test it again. What's next?
All right, getting right into the next request. Shout out to Pablo Escobar once again for those two. 4 minutes to go, roughly, for the chest opening. Let's see here. What do we have next? CryptoBull21 in the DLive chat asks, "Are you England, Jack?" I know I am England, but I was wondering about PDD63 earlier. But I think PDD's on the level. Let's get down. Let's get into it. All right, next one up is gonna be SHIB. We need to take a look at SHIB. CryptoBull21 wrote, "I would love me some SHIB too, bro." All right. You need to give SHIB a shake. This will have to make do as the request.
Some big purchases there.
Yep, Uniswap got ransacked a couple times.
All right, screw it. We're gonna try this over here. Wish we had more data. It's kind of hard to tell what to do with the data that we have available to us. I think we could probably come back up to retest 1300, whatever the fucks this is. But I just don't have enough data to know if we're gonna go up or down from here. Let's
SHIB's a wild card to kind of make a call on right now.
Well, and it's worth such a fraction of a penny. It's crazy.
Well, I know, and that's what everybody thinks, like, oh, it can go up or whatever.
Yeah,
so.
but that's not necessarily what it means. I like that better. A little bit more data.
Still super unhelpful. I mean, it's like we've got this break of the downtrend, and then after that, it's not super clear. We do break this downtrend right here. I suppose overall, I would rather be long SHIB here than short SHIB here, but I think probably the best thing to do is just not do anything with it. What's next?
All right, gonna get into the next one. Actually, you know what? We're opening the chest in about 30 seconds. So let me get that in order. CryptoBull donated a diamond on DLive. He says, "May your cups too runneth over, fam." All right. Well, thank you very kindly for the diamond. I'm gonna put that diamond right back in the chest right now. Stand by, guys. Let me get the diamond business handled here. So. Let's drop, I don't know, what are we at today? Alright, so let's drop about 560 lemons into the chest. There we go. Sooner than later, we are going to use up all of the CC lemons. Alright, the clock just struck 2:45, which means I'm going to click distribute I'll give everybody a little bit of time, but I'm going to go click distribute any second now. So get your DLive windows ready. Sometimes you got to refresh. I'm going to click distribute now. Distributing. You've been warned. There is your distribution. Here's a quick look at the distribution prompt on my screen. Should get a claim window somewhere in there, guys. Make sure you claim, claim, claim. If you don't see it, you know what you got to do. You got to refresh. You got to refresh that window sometimes. And if you're using the DLive app on your phone, man, the claiming on the DLive app is very troublesome sometimes. All right. We're going to let the distribution run out. There we go. The lemons are in. Let's see who won today's big 500 plus lemon giveaway. And any word came in first with 129 lemons. Congrats, any word. You got the big lemon haul today. Taz Blitz with 74 lemons. Big shout outs to you as well, Taz Blitz. Alex81SG with 54 lemons. PDD63, 43 lemons. And yours truly with 36 lemons. All right, big lemon giveaway today. Thank you, as always, to our loyal audience.
I suck anymore. Can't
Well,
win ever.
you gotta start milking the system. You gotta start gaming it.
I tried. It doesn't work.
I'll teach you the tricks. You're not dropping enough single lemons in the bin.
I drop single lemons all day.
Dude, I just scrolled up. I didn't see you drop a single lemon anywhere.
Not today,
Oh,
but
you
I
did
have
earlier.
done it. I've done this a lot,
All
but
right,
I just
well,
haven't won. I haven't won in weeks.
You gotta be more consistent. That's all. But that's okay. You don't exactly qualify.
Yeah, they all go back in anyways.
They all go back in anyways, guys. But loyal audience, I do thank you guys so much. Thank you for the ice creams and the lemons pouring in now. I do appreciate that, guys. Always makes it easier to give away more on tomorrow's show. In the meantime, let's get back into the requests, into the TA. Here we go. Next one up is for Boris Bitcoin, and he writes, I want to look at 1 inch as well as the ASD perp on FTX. Okay, let's start with 1 inch.
Boris, so interesting. 1 inch is one of the tokens I have watch listed for a potential long signal later today. You do have a good eye. We're kind of right underneath the qualifying line, or right at it. Matter of fact, we'll have to check here. Qualifying line is 2.8339, and current price is 2.8305. Yeah, so we're actually underneath this qualifying line.
Hopefully you get a little bit more
As you
of
can
an
see, we
intraday
crossed
pullback.
above our baseline here. We're above zero on our oscillator, and WADA did start firing off today on volatility, so everything is good to go today. You're absolutely right. I had happened to notice it yesterday, and I marked it, and so I agree with you. This is probably going to be a long later today. What else did Boris want to look at?
All right, next one up for Boris was something called ASD perp on FTX. ASD perp.
Oh.
Yeah, the second one there. Yep. He clarifies that this was formerly known as the BitMax token. Okay.
Yeah, there you see.
Ooh.
Certainly feels like it could keep moving up because of how long and drawn out this downtrend has been. No matter how you want to draw the downtrend, we've probably broken it. Whether you want to use log or whatever. So where would we want to take this to? Yeah, sellers get really exhausted, right? You can see sellers kind of run out of steam. Buyers start to take over in this area. Well, where to take it to? You can see there's an awful lot of resistance overhead. There's a lot of places where we could hit our head potentially. These are the 3 major resistance levels I'd be eyeing. So 55 cents. 75 cents and $1. That makes a lot of sense. These are kind of no-brainer psychological levels. All right, so 50, 55 cents, 75 cents and $1. That's where I would look to be getting it if I took this to the upside, which I don't know if you should necessarily, but sellers do look exhausted. I'll give it that. What's next?
Okay, there you have it. Let's go take a look at the next request in line. Maybe I'll read this comment here first. I see a new user in the YouTube chat, Wakefield. Mr. Wakefield, very excited to be here in the chat. He says, I can't wait for the day Bitcoin goes to 500K. I don't trade, but I am new here. This is the hodl. Let's go. All right, Mr. Wakefield. Well, you might have, even if you're not a trader and you're just hodl gang, you might very well have come to the right place. This is what I think is one of the top crypto daily live streams in the game anywhere on YouTube. 2 hours a day of high quality TA. So be sure to follow and subscribe. Join us because we come to you live, like I said, every day. It's good to have new users come through. Let's see here. Spring Jungle on Twitch. All right, this is a common question, but Spring Jungle, let's quickly cover it. I'm gonna drop this into the request line now, and we'll quickly cover this current question. It's from Spring Jungle, like I said, on Twitch, and he writes, would you guys recommend trading in USDT over BTC, or is that personal strategy or preference?
Yeah, and like I said,
personal preference. It's
I said that in the chat
matters
forum.
for you.
Yep, I said that in the chat forum as well. I personally utilize both, but it really depends on what kind of trading you're doing, how much capital you have, and what your strategies are. So
yeah, I basically only care about USD and USDT, so I don't keep track of sats at all.
Yep. Alternatively, if you're more like me and you're looking to just stack Bitcoin for the long term, BTC trades certainly represent that. But of course, there's so much arbitrage in this space.
Yep.
Sometimes, of course, I think it's generally a more advanced trader will probably keep their eye on the USDT overall value of their portfolio. All right, that would be Spring Jungle's question. USDT versus BTC would be the name of this request. We're going to get right into the next one as well. How are we doing on time? Just a few minutes left in the show. Let's knock out these last few. Nice Hash login on YouTube writes, can we look at FEG on ChartX? I think is what he meant here. All right, FEG on ChartX.
Looks like almost everything else, my friend. We seem to be finding support on the daily baseline here. I would wait for some kind of reaction off of it, and then if we got that, I would take that as a continuation long signal. I think it's the best thing to do. But for right now, although our Fisher is not working right here on this very lowly priced market, yeah, I would I just don't know about this token. I mean, it's already worth it's got a market cap of 260 million. Surely if you're looking for like a low cap shitcoin, you could do something with a lower cap market than that, right? It's like $250 million, and what the fuck does this thing do?
No idea.
Here, we'll click this link. What does this thing do?
Takes your money.
FEG token is redesigning the way decentralized finance is structured. The FEG token is focused on reshaping and evolving how DeFi works completely while delivering the most robust ecosystem ever designed for DeFi's much needed advancements.
Oh, goodness.
Wow, I'm shook.
FEG stands for Feed Every Gorilla. Oh, isn't
nice.
that cute?
I like that. I like that. The apes in the house are clamoring.
Maximum supply, 100 quadrillion.
Quadrillion.
Look at that market cap. I just don't see it. Anyway,
Quadrillion.
I guess, like I said, you could take a continuation long signal here. I just don't know why you would. What's next?
All right. FEG, everybody, delivering every ape, every gorilla his daily banana, I suppose, in this case. All right. Enough of FEG. We're down to the final 3 requests of the day. Blackbird 987 on D Live wants to look at cake.
Cake.
This is the same chart we've looked at like 15 times today, as you guys know. So I think I have this drawn out linearly. Yeah. Here you see a break of the downtrend. You can at least take this back towards $20, maybe even $22 or so. Let's look here at a more long-term chart next to it. Cake, that's right. Still not right. Where is this data? Did they? No. I know there's way more data. Cake traded at like a cent for a while. Like, where is this price data?
Yeah, it's been around a little bit.
This is better. So when I look at this, I see what amounts to a descending wedge. I think it makes a lot of sense to be looking at this area for resistance. Yeah, $25. And then I think we may be a little overextended to the upside still on cake. You know, don't quote me on it, but Brown could be holding right now.
I like it. Yeah.
I'm up here and then boom, come down on this one more time. What's next?
All right.
One or two more requests.
Yep, final 2 requests. We got 2 minutes still left in the show. Let's get into these final few. Mr. Ether writes, let's ape into it. Do that at your own risk. Nice Hash Login says that FEG is the DeFi Beast Gem token. He calls FEG Uni plus cake times 10. All right. Well, FEG is apparently...
You're a great salesman, buddy.
Yes.
Yeah,
better do something about that 100 quadrillion.
All right. There was your look at FEG. Let's get into this next one. It's from Texas Blues on YouTube. He says, hey, Jack, can we take a quick look at Link? It would be appreciated. All right. Link coming your way right now.
I happen to be aware that Link is like most of the other charts here, unfortunately. I like $25 as resistance right here. So resistance, support, resistance. Let's test $25 as resistance again. And we also got a point of control right around $30. What's next?
All right, Texas Blues, that was your quick look at Link. Some price targets there for you, depending on which way we move.
Today, I think, actually. Maybe we'll put this, we'll look at it, but you guys know that we're not putting on a lot of trades every day right now. We're just taking things real slow as the market. The market has slowed down. The volatility has slowed down. So,
And I think
we
that we're
slowed down.
I think that we're right. I think that we're right to have done that too, because as you look, things are just getting chopped up.
Yeah, but anyway, I do want to be more long at the end of today. I think I'm definitely taking the 1 inch, and then maybe we'll take link, or maybe I'll look around and see if there's maybe a better continuation signal.
Yep.
This isn't a bad one. This is not.
Yeah, link actually looks pretty good on my system.
Stop. I don't want this. Let's go.
Yep. That might be it. And then
What's next?
All right, wait. Final request of the day. No, that was the. Oh, this is one. Okay, safe coins. Safe coins on D Live. Can you take a look at Hex, please? And this will likely be the last request on today's board.
Right at the 2-hour mark. Well done.
Here we go. This is a log, all right. I would probably classify this as
trend
starting to weaken. I don't know. You know, Hex has certainly proven me wrong plenty of times on the way up. You could probably find a way to draw this that where we haven't broken the trend yet, but we're certainly. I don't like how we're having a difficult time making new highs here. We made higher lows in this spot, but volume is kind of dying down here. I don't know. I really feel like this area is already pretty overextended. I would be taking profits if I were you. I mean, if I were you, I probably would have taken all my profits all the way back here. You guys know this. This was a very strong resistance level. I was surprised when we broke it. But now we're double where that resistance area was. This is already a big move up here. We'll price measure this. Yeah, 50%. Moved up another 50% here, but I still feel this area is showing a lot of weakness. I'd be very cautious. Very cautious.
All right, you've been warned on Hex. Thank you, Safe Coins, for that one. And that's it. That will round out today's requests. Gonna read a couple remaining comments on the board. CryptoBull21 says AVAX was a good call. Did one of you boys put us into an avalanche trade?
Had to have been out.
Did I put us into AVAX? Let's see.
Must have called it pretty good.
I did. I put us into GRT and AVAX. So we've been in a T fuel short for a while. How's last time I looked at it, we were doing, yeah, it's still just kind of continuing a pace here.
Looks like it's
I want you guys to know I did not purposefully ignore this exit signal. The exit signal didn't happen while I was looking at it. It like happened at the very end of the day, and when I saw it the next day, we were already down. So yeah, maybe we'll hold on to it after all. Yeah, now that the mistake's already been made, it's a day later, kind of looks still bearish. So we're still holding on to T fuel falling here, but AVAX, yeah, AVAX did move nicely off the bottom right here. Took a nice little continuation signal right here. Take profit 1. Okay.
All right, that was a solid signal. Thank you, CryptoBull21, for reminding us of that. Yeah, a couple interesting setups you have on your short list, Alex. If anybody wants to, of course, keep track of our analyst signals, any of the trades our boys put on, you know what to do. Premium.krakencryptocurrency.com. In fact, let's put that up on screen now. Yeah, premium.krakencryptocurrency.com in order to get access to our analysts' trades, their signals, our education material, some of our proprietary indicators, Pathways to Profits course, the Premium Lounge. Man, you get so much by signing up for premium.krakencryptocurrency.com. Certainly a noteworthy edge in the space by checking out the VIP offerings over at Premium. All right, not to mention we got Discord, discord.krakencryptocurrency.com. Are you a Discord user yet? Are you already a Discord user? You just haven't yet joined what I think is the top crypto Discord for traders, serious traders, not just the apes, not the not the rug pulling, pump and dumping, scam fly by night operatives that are so ubiquitous in the space. Guys, this is an established community. We've been here for years and likely gonna be, well, trading away for more years to come. Please do join a very established, very credible, very happy community over at discord.krakencryptocurrency.com. All right, that's out of the way. Like I said, if you want to keep track of any of those signals that our traders have on the short list, you can, of course, check out Premium. All right, repeating myself here, and let's take a look here. Couple comments, and we're going to wind things down right here, right now. Let's see here. SafeCoins, who of course asked for Hex, seems to be taking your TA under advisement. He says, I'm ending my Hex stake today, thankfully. All right, sounds like somebody ending their Hex stake and getting ready to sell. Mr. Ether writes, sold all my liquid Hex. It'll have to fall at least 50% before I buy any more. Mr. Ether, I hope your Hex trade has served you well, at least paid for that motorcycle.
It has to have.
Hopefully paid for at least that new bike, right? Right, Mr. Ether? All right, we'll keep that between us. Let's keep the feds and the IRS off our live stream. Let's see here. Good rule to have, says Jason. Indeed it is. Indeed it is. All right. That's about all the comments, guys. That's another 2-hour installment in everybody's favorite Crypto TA podcast. Breaking Bitcoin Tuesday edition is all wrapped up here. Can't thank our audience enough. You know how we do. We're back tomorrow for another 2 hours. The Wednesday edition comes your way in just under about 22 hours. 22 hours from now, we'll be right back here with you guys. Another live show, another hot, long summer day. Thank you to Spring Jungle in the Twitch chat, and thank you to all the new users joining and subscribing. Thank you. All right, not much more to say. We got to wrap it up here. Final words to analysts?
That's it.
Trade safe, don't get wrecked.
Yeah, I would just say trade safely, guys.
I still have much to say.
Yeah,
not much more to add.
We're in a choppy market right now, so just make sure you're keeping your risk properly managed, and then we'll see you tomorrow.
Well said. Out with the door we go. Catch you guys then.
Bye.
Thank you all. Have a good one.